Well, on to God, my voice. Ultima 6. Hello to everybody. Phil, thanks for the host. Ultima 6 run on modern systems without tweaking or problems. Well, it's running on DOSBox, alright. I've dropped the cycle slightly just to get rid of the ridiculous speed on the opening animation. But there's not a lot you can do with it using Pixar's Ultima Patcher. You can change the audio to Roland M32. That's pretty much it, I think, in terms of what you can alter. But I will be able to import my Ultima 5 character. So hopefully I've got it all set up right. So let's have a look. It's still very fast. Slow it down a bit. So, let's have a look. Upon your world, 5 seasons have passed since your triumphant homecoming from Britannia. You have traded the Avatar's life of peril and adventure for the lonely serenity of a world at peace. But television supermen cannot take the place of friends who died at your side. Outside, a chill wind rises. You notice the clock on the hi-fi is the time now. I may have slowed this down a bit too much. And in moments the storm is upon you. Tongues of lightning lash the sky, conducting an unceasing crescendo of thunder. In a cataclysm of sound and light, a bolt of searing blue fire strikes the earth. Lightning on the stones. Is this a sign from distant Britannia? You bolt from your house, stumbling, running blind in the storm, into the forest, down the path, through the rain, to the stones. Near the stones, the smell of damp, blasted earth hangs in the air. In a frozen moment of lightning-struck daylight, you glimpse a tiny obsidian stone in the midst of the circle. Wondering, you pick it up, and for some reason, fancy having a pizza. From the heart of the stones, a softly glowing door ascends in silence. Exultant memories wash over you as you clutch the stone. When last you saw an orb such as this, it was cast down by Lord British to banish the tyrant Blackthorn. But your joy soon gives way to apprehension. The gate to Britannia has always been blue as the morning sky. Abruptly the portal quivers and begins to sink into the ground. Its crimson light wanes. Desperation makes the decision an easy one. I always thought that looked like Prince Adam from He-Man. Going to turn the volume down a bit since I'm nearly deaf. that's a bit better. So just getting it back full screen again. Right. Credits. Okay, so Ultima 6, this is actually going to be the first time I have properly played it, because unfortunately I owned the Commodore 64 version, which is absolutely terrible. Not really because of how it looks or anything, it's just the disc swapping. You have to swap a disc every time you talk to somebody, and there's 3 different populous discs, A, B and C. So you talk to one person and it's like insert populous B disc. Then we finished talking to him, we had to put the Britannia disc back in, and then you talk to somebody else and it'd be disc C. So you're like, yeah. So I did play it, never really got anywhere because obviously it took forever to walk places, as you will see. As Phil mentioned, it looks a lot better than the previous ones. This is the last, if you ignore the Worlds of Ultima, the last tile-based, fully top-down view Ultima, but it's also the first that sort of goes into the realms of 3D, if you like. It's pseudo 3D, as you'll see when it comes up. Plus the soundtrack is fucking amazing. So we're actually going to transfer a character. Used yet again, Pix's Ultima Patcher has let me set it up so it will think I have a disc in drive A. So Ultima 5, there's me, Slegnor, male avatar, strength 30, dex 30, int 28, magic 28, 7,304 experience and level 8, which translates to the same stats, 730 XP and level 4. So that's not too bad. I can change my name. No. Change my sex. Don't need to. Or continue. So, new portrait. Out of curiosity, does anybody ever play other than that avatar? The one that sort of became the default one? Anyway. What? The game is already in progress. Oh dear. Why would it say there was a game already in progress? I shall be back in a minute, whilst I sort this out.
One eternity later.
Right, this is it for reals. God, what a fuck about. But if it's worth doing, it's worth doing long-windedly and cutting into what time I've got. I mean, doing right. Oh yeah, just on a side note, this tune, I don't know if anybody follows the 8-bit guy or the iBook guy on YouTube, but he reviews old keyboards, and he did a thing on the Yamaha PSS 470, which is one of these, which is one of the coolest keyboards I've ever heard about. It's actually got a Sound Blaster sound card chip in it. So this tune that's playing now, you can actually get this exact voice on this keyboard. And any game that uses Sound Blaster, you can pretty much get the voice using these sliders. So if you want to play a game theme, get a PSS 470 or a PSR 32, I think it is. the bigger one, 61 key. And you can actually play this tune exactly as it sounds. So if you go check his channel out, he's actually got a video where he plays this, and it's brilliant. Right, it's gonna work now. It's taken me an hour to get here. The clock on that VCR said 1:47 when I first started setting this up, before I started streaming. Right, transfer a character from floppy drive A. Play the cutscene. Yes. Dazed, you emerge from the portal to find yourself standing on a desolate plain. Nearby rests a massive rune-struck altar shrouded in moonlit fog. At first the plain is still, then 100 voices raise a slow, death-like song, drawing closer and closer with each passing moment. You are seized by an urge to run. But you have no place to go. Before you can offer a protest to the creatures who surround you, scaly claws grasp your body. With unearthly strength, the monsters bind you to the altar stone. Kneeling, the hordes sway and chant as a stately winged nightmare steps forward. The leader unwraps a velvet-covered brass-bound book and recites it from it in a formal, stilted tongue. Shouts and jeers explode from the masses as the priest slams shut the book. In his hand, a malignant dagger drips with moonlight. You close your eyes. A dying scream, certainly your own, curdles the air. Cat calls, the dagger, a scream, death. Pandemonium, shrieks of rage, of terror. From the inevitable, an impossibility emerges. You are still alive. Silent red light fills the darkness. There's the wooden clack of a crossbow, and a violet-flecked rose blooms in the priest's barren forehead. Friendly faces vault from a newborn moon gate, while a rain of quarrels holds the furious mob at bay. The Knight Dupre's sword flashes twice in the darkness, slicing away your bonds. Quickly, old friend, to the gate! Accompanied by the swordsman Chaminot and the grinning crossbow-wielding Yolo, the bard, Dupre thrusts his spare sword into your hand. Snatching the fallen priest's book, Yolo dives into the redness with Chaminot at his heels. The howling throng surges forward, all of one terrible mind. The gate wanes rapidly as you and Dupre charge through, but not rapidly enough. From the mob's vanguard, 3 of the abominations scramble toward the gate. Driven by fury, the creatures hurl their bodies into the portal's last handspan of light. So, as you can see, the layout is a lot different to 5, and you'll notice it's a lot more zoomed in. So, you'll also notice as well that my party is actually attacking themselves. There we go, everybody's dead. So, as you can see, we can move around as a party. So the combat perspective from Ultima's 4 and 5, where whenever you attack something you zoomed in to room level, is now the entire game. So the entire world is at that one tile per move level. So the world is big. Okay. Well, thanks for your help, guard. Searching here, you find a leather helm. And nothing else. You see a dead body. Oh yes, weight is now a factor. 18.5 stones. A club, a boomerang, and a leather helmet. So I've just picked up the entire sodding body. Like a fool. So you've now got an inventory. It's the start of the paper doll system, where you can actually drag items and equip them. So drop that body. Okay, so we shall talk. You see the noble ruler of Britannia, who apparently doesn't have any music. Slegnor, it is good to see thee again. Much hath happened since thou departed our realm, but I must assure 'tis truly thee. Oh, good. Copy protection. Only a true avatar would know what's contained within the compendium I sent. I'll have to get it. How were the headlesses produced? I can kind of remember this. Was it black magic? I'm gonna have to get the book out. Hang on. Can't actually remember these. I'm sure it's magic or sorcery or something like that. Oh, that's good, isn't it? There's a list of the copy protection questions and it's not in there. Oh, wizards. Correct. What creature are wisps often mistaken for? Fireflies. How does giant squids crush their prey? You are correct, of course. Ah, it is indeed these Slegnor. Take this key, because only I could possibly know some generic fauna information. It will unlock the gatehouse by the southern entrance to the castle. Then you can use the lever inside to raise the portcullis, and the crank will lower the drawbridge. The same key will also let you into the sewers under the castle. Now let me tell thee what hath transpired since last week. Hang on a minute. Here's this key. Go wade through my shit. Thank you. You've saved us 5 times. Go knee deep in the royal stool. Now let me tell thee what hath transpired since thy last visit. The vast underworld from which thou didst rescue me hath collapsed. Yet still there are forces of evil abroad in the land. Britannia is under attack by gargoyles, such as those thou, not you, just fought. They've been coming up through the dungeons. Thus far, they've mainly been attacking the shrines of the 8 virtues. When the shrine of compassion did fall Sir Geoffrey, sent a party to free it. Do they ask him of his mission, perhaps that can prove some assistance. What's that here? I have a room in the castle set aside for thy personal use. It is in the west wing of the castle, just south of mine own chambers. I have had my servants place some equipment there in case I have need of it. Of course, thou mayst wish to borrow anything in my castle if thou should need it. Lastly, any time dost need healing, thou do but ask me. If thou dost wish me to repeat all this later, then if I saw healing. Your whole party is healed. Hooray! At least we can rely on that. So, perhaps I can drive these vile creatures back into the bowels of the earth from whence they came. All our efforts thus far availed us naught. Captain of the Guard. Shrine. By now the gargoyles may have captured them all. Thou must hurry if thou wouldst foil their evil schemes. Okay. You see a tall, handsome man. It's me. Oh no. I'm glad to see thee, Slegnor. Perhaps thou canst prevail where the others could not. I sent a party of 10 to recapture the Shrine of Compassion from the gargoyles. Alas, they failed dismally. Oh, good. The survivors are recuperating in the town of Cove. Thou would do well to speak with them first. Perhaps they learn something which might aid thee. I must confess I fear the worst. The gargoyles are such powerful foes, and they are spreading so fast. Perhaps the end of the realm is nigh. Good luck. Bye then. You see a concerned looking mage. That is not a look of concern. That's a look of, oh god, I think I've just shattered. Hails thee, my lord, and well met. 'Twas I who learned of the peril through my mystic arts, so that aid might be sent unto thee. Yolo, I saw that thou dost find a book. Might I examine it? Certainly, my lord. Perhaps thou canst make better sense of it than I, says Yolo. Strange. This has a picture on its cover of a gargoyle standing with one foot on the chest of a slain human. This is interesting. It's written in a language I know not. Take it to Maria at the Lyceum, the finest scribe on the Great Council of Wizards. She studied many languages, and perhaps she can decipher this book for thee. One more thing, Avatar. I noticed thou didst arrive through a red gateway. Dost thou have the stone that opened the gate? From where could it have come? The gargoyles, perhaps? Best ask Lord British about it. I believe he has some knowledge of such items. We know. It's kind of how we escaped from the underworld. In 5. I have such a stone as you may recall. I did not know there were more such orbs. It will serve thee well if thou travels, if thou learn to master its powers. To open a gate, use the stone and carefully position it a few feet from thee. Thou will discover that the placement is the key. In the proper positions, the stone can conjure gates to take thee to numerous destinations. So essentially I got my own private moon gate. So this is going to screw up my game timer, but doesn't matter. Just going to increase the speed a bit. Okay, so give me a key. So it's used to open doors now. So, is this my room? Yes. So spellbook with not many spells in it. Find a lot of stuff. Okay. Then I'm gonna put my booties on. Shield. So some stuff I can sell, hopefully. Aha! So, bag of reagents. Pants and a tunic. Don't know if you can actually wear those as well as the armour. No. Okay. So, break into Lord British's room. Hubert's hair-raising adventure, written and illustrated by Bill Peet. Hubert the Lion was haughty and vain, and especially proud of his elegant mane. But conceit of this sort is not proper at all, and Hubert the Lion was due for a fall. Steal a key. Well, not steal, because Lord British said I could take anything from the castle, including loot in his bedroom. I wonder if I can pick the lock. Yeah, I can, apparently. Oh god, everyone's dead. No. Oh yeah. So you can look at everybody else's stuff as well. So what's that? It's a mug. Do you really need to be carrying a mug? I don't think so. So YOLO's carrying a lot of crap as well. But he's got swamp boots. I think we know. Yeah, it's his stats. That's how you do it. Yes, I want the swamp boots. Thank you very much. Jupiter's got a steel helmet, YOLO. Can you wear that? Yes, good. Just getting used to this interface. So Shamanur's got sword and a main gouge. Sword and shield. What's in his bag? Gold. See, I've got to be careful now about looting everything because of the weight thing now. Cool. Lightning wand. Oh, how handy. There appears to be one of every type of potion. How useful. And range comes back into the game as well. Okay. You see here, you see a mouse. Very important mouse. You see a cute little mouse. Oh. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Talking to a mouse, says Jupiter. Methinks you're starting to imagine things. You say, squeak. Squeak, squirk. Squeak. I'm Lord British's friend, Sherry. Do you have any cheese? I don't know. Was there some in that bag? Yes, why not? I can't smell any cheese. Well, I'm just a liar then. What's that? Cake? Is cake better than cheese? Right. Where's everybody else? Okay, so if you look at something from a distance, it just looks. If you stand right next to it and look, it searches. So, Scroll. Scroll is filled with Lord British's notes on his astronomical observations. Okay, so I seem to remember. Why does it think I'm in combat mode? How do I get out of combat mode? Ah, there. There we go. See, I was in combat mode. So, solo mode means just me. You can do solo mode with each character as well. Go back to party mode, which means everybody should come back to me. Okay, we need to find some cheese, man. There's some cheese. It's very important. And you will see why. You see a bare-chested, muscular man, his body gleaming with sweat. Oh my god. My name is Well Hung. Excuse me a moment. He pulls a napkin from his belt and mops at his brow. Now, what were you saying? Wait a minute. I recognize you. You're the Avatar. I've always wanted to meet you. You're the greatest hero in all the land. Yeah, tell me what your name is. Maldrick. Once Maldrick the boar hunter. Now Maldrick the cook. I used to live in the forest and hunt wild boars. Naked. One day I presented a roast boar as a gift to His Majesty, and he liked it so much he hired me as his cook. Secret is spices. It's an old family recipe. I'll never tell. You will. I'll murder you. Liked plenty of pepper in his stew. Bye. See you next time. See you later. Next time you dine with His Majesty, I'll cook you something special. What do you mean next time? I can only actually think of one occurrence where you eat together, and that's Ultima Underworld 2. And then everything goes horribly wrong. £2 of butter. Okay. So, we need to go find Sherry again. There you are. Cheese. Do you have any cheese? Why, yes. Can I have some? No. Yes.